nowhere else in the world to live.
I received a comment said that China is reason because not every hotel in China can accommodate or receive foreign guests.
Let's go down that rabbit hole. If you go on Google and type in discrimination towards Africans in China, you will find many results. It's a large handful of news sources that are completely untrustworthy.
For the people who don't know Chinese culture, I'm here to talk about what you called being racist or discrimination.
Yo, why don't you go back to your own country, bro?
Okay.
Excited to have you, amazing viewer. Depending on where you are from, everyone relates to the term racism and discrimination differently. And in this video, we are going to look at this term from the Chinese perspective. I had shared a video on racism on this platform when there was that early exodus of Americans moving to Chaoshu. And there are Black Americans who wanted to know, are we safe on this app? Are Chinese racist? But this time, we are going to look at it from a different perspective. We are going to explore the term racism from Chinese perspective, and so we are going to look at what people are calling racism relating to travels in China. There are people who say that why is that the Chinese deny us access to some restaurant in their countries? They are racist, but we are going to clear that misconception. I will let you like the video for recommendation, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and thank you so much for your continued support. Enjoy the rest.
Several days ago, I made a video addressing the fact that many of American citizens are very racist towards China and Chinese people. In short, xenophobic. I went back to that video and out of curiosity, I decided to go through my comment section because I was curious how people was handling this information. As always, Chinese people are incredibly understanding and very accepting. But there was a few comments from Americans that completely proved my point. One of them being, you should ask Chinese people how they are very discriminative towards Black and African people. You should also address the fact how they are very discriminative towards Africans during the pandemic. And then it occurred to me, that's actually propaganda. Let's go down that rabbit hole. If you go on Google and type in discrimination towards Africans in China, you will find many results. It's a large handful of news sources that are completely untrustworthy. However, when you use China's search engine, it completely denies all allegations on the subject. They even have multiple articles explaining the misunderstanding and the miscommunication. They even go so far to explain stories and friendships between Africans and Chinese people. Notice how on these search engines, there are completely different information. Whenever America is talking negatively about another country, I do not use Google search engine. You know what I use? I use the country search engine that they're talking shit about. If they're talking about Japan, I use Japan's search engine. South Korea, their search engine. China, their search engine. I'm not using Google. The fuck? But even without using their search engine, common sense says otherwise. China, that has been around for thousands of years, their culture, religion, and philosophy holds no room for any type of discrimination. That includes minority, ethnic, and racial groups. A lot of Americans tend to forget that not everybody in China is Chinese. There are tons of ethnic and minority groups in China. It includes racial groups like Africans. So China, out of all people, is using COVID-19 as an excuse to not hire Africans when African is one of the largest racial groups in China. On top of that, there are tons, no, hundreds, if not thousands of Blasian and Black and Asian relationships, marriages residing in China, mostly in Hong Kong and Guangdong. China and the African continent is one of the most impressive and largest cultural, industrial, economical, and resourceful exchange out of any country in the world. Africa, within the last 4 years alone, has paid off trillions of debt with the help of China. And China has profited significantly with the resources offered by Africa. So when Americans come to my comment section and say some stupid shit like this, I think to myself, how in the hell does that make any sense? Because history, research, culture, and everything in between says otherwise. If America is talking shit about another country to make them look bad, chances are it's probably a lie. Because that's what America do. All they do is lie. This is one out of 100 reasons why I love China, love Chinese people, and Chinese Americans. I fuck with them. And because I fuck with them, I know they fuck with me. 5 years later, and people are still bringing up this talking point.
小红书.
Say when people say where you from?
America.
No, where's your country?
My country is America. I was born in New York, raised in...
Where your parents from?
My parents are from New York.
Americans, they don't know where they're from, you know.
Americans don't know where they're from.
It's a mystery.
The reason why I displayed that clip is for you to connect what was spoken in that video to what I'm about to display right here. Though the context is different, that conversation was between Black American and African in the Caribbean in the US. But now I want you to imagine a Black person from Africa, from anywhere in the world where there are African people, and also in the US, who has just landed in China, and they ask the same question, where are you from? And they feel offended. So listen up, listen to this.
Welcome back. I'm doing this video in response to a video that I saw online just a few hours ago. The video was of a Black woman living and working in China, maybe a teacher, I don't know. And she put up the question, one of the questions you'll be asked in China if you're Black is, where are you from? Well, they will ask this question to almost any person that isn't Chinese when they come to China. She was implying that the question is racist, when really, in fact, it means they're curious. They want to know, where are you from? Because otherwise, you want them to assume that you're from America? Assume it. Assume that you're from France. Maybe assume that you're from Canada or Africa. Is that what you're suggesting? And do you, when you talk to Chinese, assume that they're all Chinese because they may be from Vietnam, Cambodia, or Hong Kong, or Taiwan? Okay, they're provinces, but some other part of Asia. Do you not ask them where they're from? So get off your high horse. You're trying to imply that Chinese are racist, and they're not. They're allowed to ask the question, where are you from? Where am I from? My accent tells you I'm from England, but I could be, from appearance, from America, from Australia, from Canada, from South Africa, whatever. It doesn't matter. The question is a question. Just answer the question and get on with your life. Thank you. Got that off my chest. Are Chinese racist? No. Maybe you are. Bye-bye.
I received a comment said that China is racist because not every hotel in China can accommodate or receive foreign guests. So I don't know about other countries, but in China, we have our own rule. So the reason why those hotels cannot receive foreign guests is not because they don't want to, it is simply because they don't qualify. So by Chinese law, if you have a hotel and you want your hotel to welcome foreign guests, you have to submit an application to local tourism authority. Make sure that your hotel is qualified with all those criteria to accommodate any foreign guests. For example, every sign, everything has to be bilingual, labeled with both Chinese and English, and at least 20% of the employee have to be able to speak English fluently. And the hotel also needs to have a closed system with local police office or police station, because by Chinese law, if any foreigner who stay in China more than 24 hours, they have to report their state to the local police station. So if any hotel want to welcome and receive foreign guests, they need to make sure that they have the ability to report that to the local police station within 24 hours and finish that process within as well. Because all those criteria, not every hotel have the ability to meet those criteria. That's why certain hotels are not allowed to accommodate foreign guests. It is actually considered illegal if any hotel who did not qualify to welcome or accommodate foreign guests and taking in foreign guests is considered as breaking the law. The hotel and anyone who works for that hotel will get in trouble. So the reason why some hotels will not let any non-Chinese stay in the hotel, not because they're racism, it's simply because they can't. They are not legal to do it. They are not qualified. I hope this helps.
I hope you understand. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. These are Black people having their best time in China. And this lady here lives in China. She lives in China. She's been living there for years. And she even has a guide on how to move to China, how to live in China. Anyway, they say it's hard, but she has a guide on that. If you want to find her out, you can check her page and know what she has to offer, because she's selling a guide on how to travel, to move to China, how to be mentally prepared, and everything that is needed. So let's also listen from Chinese perspective. How do they view, then find out what Chinese view on racism.
For the people who don't know Chinese culture, I'm here to talk about what you called being racist or discrimination. Because I've seen people posting like, is Chinese people racist here? Or I felt being racist about being called foreigner here. Or what do you think about the Black people? I mean, girl, don't be so sensitive and don't bring those bullshit here. In China, we don't even normally talk about the word race or discrimination in our daily life. It's not in our culture. In China, we have 56 ethnic groups here. Not all of us look the same. Some people have darker skins and some people have larger eyes. But we are all Chinese and we are one family here. We have been taught since primary school that we are family with the 56 ethnic groups of people and we should respect and help each other and unite. We think of a person based on what they do, not based on the color of their skins. We just don't like people who won't behave and being rude and offensive. If the person is decent, polite, kind, and disciplined, the person is welcomed and respectful. We just don't like bad people. It has nothing to do with race at any time. Y'all can go to search the internet what we all call the African people. It's 非洲兄弟, which is African brothers. And how many things we have done for African countries, the roads, the infrastructures, the healthcare, and we're friends with black people all the time. So racism has never been in our culture. Instead, we think all the people are the same and equal. If you unfortunately encounter someone being racist here, remember who created those racism words. It has never been the Chinese. So it's time to change your mindset, embrace the new vibe of this community, and don't breed up bullshit here.
Like, to be honest, I didn't expect her to say the last word, but I'm so happy that she knows that part, you know? That term on its own, we didn't invert the term racism, so we don't know if you can be racist. Maybe for lack of a better word, people use the term racism whenever they see something or encounter something that relates to things that they used to. They just choose to call it racism. So we'll let you listen to these few clips as we wind up this video of black people in China in this street interview.
China, were they racist?
Well, racism in China is something different. It's more ignorance, because you can go like to villages that people have never seen a black person before. They're very excited. It's like, oh my God, I see like somebody like out of the planet. Some of people even like scratch like your body to say like, oh my God, this is like different. But
Wow.
they don't hate you.
Not getting any racism in China once.
You don't have hate. I have encountered hate in America though. Race in America is very tense. America is a well-segregated country. Oh, you're black, you have to go to your black. Hispanic, you have to go to your Hispanic. And then me that I'm neither. I'm African. Like, where'd I go to? I've been to Arkansas. This woman, oh my goodness, you need to be in America. Like, so people think you don't have a life until you arrive in America. Like, you didn't have came from China. I had a life before I came to this country.